Today I get to talk with Elizabeth Almodovar, and she is the author of this beautiful children's book called Noah the Miracle Superhero. Elizabeth, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm so glad that you're on Good Morning Akron with me this morning. And I just want to share a little bit about your story. And to get into your story, we're going to actually bring your son on screen. So he is 3 years old, and go ahead and bring him on screen, and you can share a little bit of his story with him right there.
Oh, no, no. Come say hi.
Hi.
Say hello.
Hello.
Say my name is
Ah,
Noah.
hello. How are you?
I got
You're good. Oh, it's so lovely to meet you. I already know that your name is Noah from your mom's beautiful book.
it was my book. Look,
Yes, that's your book. That's awesome. It's so nice to meet you. You have one there too.
I got one paper.
Well, Elizabeth, go ahead and let's dive right in and share a little bit about your story. I know that your son was premature, and that's why you wanted to write this book to support other moms who have gone through a similar thing that you've gone through. So, share a little bit about your story of having Noah prematurely.
Okay, so a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in New York by a single mom along with my brother. I graduated college with a bachelor's degree. I am a beautiful mom. I'm a mom to a beautiful little boy, as you saw.
Mm-hmm.
I love to travel. I love fitness. I love dancing and reading. I am also a certified life coach, speaker, and author. And what inspired me to write my book was my pregnancy. I had a very traumatic pregnancy, and I went into preterm labor at 5 months. And my son was born at 1 pound, 4.8 ounces. And it was the scariest experience of my life.
Yeah.
I was alone because it was during the pandemic.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was depressed during my pregnancy and after my pregnancy. I did not process my pregnancy, and I had already had him, and I didn't process the fact that he was born early. And there was just so many health issues along with the premature baby. He was born at 24 weeks. And it inspired me to write a book because I feel like a lot of women feel like they go through this process alone, and they don't think that anyone is going through it. I mean, I experienced that. I didn't think anyone experienced that because, everyone talks about pregnancy, the beautiful aspects of pregnancy,
Right.
not the ugly, right? So I didn't even know that you can have a preterm labor until
Wow.
I experienced it.
Well, Elizabeth, I was thinking as you were talking, I also have a 3-year-old. So I also had a baby during COVID, and I remember how alone that felt. And my baby was not preterm. To just have to be in the hospital essentially by myself. I was allowed one person there, but wasn't allowed to have, visitors. And I can't imagine, then going through having a preterm baby during COVID as well. So it's like layers upon layers. But I love that you took this really hard thing that happened to you, and you wanted to do something with it. You wanted to create a story for other parents going through this, for other kids who were premature. So go ahead and share the experience of writing the book and how that's helped you to heal.
It was such a beautiful experience. To start, I wanted to write a book a long time ago. And I didn't think that I was capable of writing a book because I didn't feel like I was creative enough.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny how life happens, right? Sometimes you have to experience something, in my case, traumatic, to ignite that creativity. And writing this book was quite an experience, right? Because I had to use my son's
Yeah.
process. I had to relive a lot of the hard moments that I went through and that he went through in order to, put this on paper. So it was an amazing experience. And as I mentioned earlier, my goal is to advocate for the parents that can't advocate for themselves, to be there to inspire, motivate, and encourage, right? Because through this situation, it's never good to go through it alone, right? So fighting forward is the key, and that's my motto, fighting forward.
I really love that, fighting forward. Can you actually just pick a couple pages of the book, whether it's at the beginning or maybe there's a page or two that you really love? I know you had a copy right there, and just share that with us here on screen.
Absolutely.
Yes, we'll do a
So
little
I
short
I
author
love
reading.
this, the beginning of the book, because this is actually a picture of my son, just in cartoon format.
So
And
fun.
this just shows his heart, right? His big heart and his small body, trying to fight through
Yes,
the odds. Let's see. That's one of the pages.
that's
And this
beautiful.
is another favorite of mine. It's like he's plotting to get out of my belly.
Ah, I love that so much. That's so good.
The book, as you read it, you can actually go through the process with me, right? Even though you're not there, but you can live through it. And I think that each page has its own story.
That's really beautiful. So have you been able to connect with other parents who have had premature children, and what has that been like for you to be able to connect with them through this book?
Oh my goodness, yes. A lot of the women that was in the NICU with me while my son was in the hospital, along with, I also created a support group after this experience for women who are going through the same thing I went through. So I
Yes.
had when the director for the hospital, or the NICU, should I say,
Right.
recommend or refer them to me. And it's amazing how everyone's experience is different. Not every experience is the same, and it's just beautiful to see that women can find strength through me, through hearing my story.
Right. And being able to connect, like you said, even though each story is different, you all had something similar in common where you had babies in the NICU, and you're able to connect through that and know that you're not alone. And I think, that's the most important thing when you're going through these really difficult situations like what you went through, to just realize, okay, I'm not alone. And there are other people who have had to walk a similar journey. Maybe theirs looks a little bit differently, but we have some similarities too. And so I think that's really important. And I love that you're bringing people together through this beautiful book that you created.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. So how can people find the book? If they want to purchase the book, or if they want to connect with you, maybe they have been through a similar situation and they want to join the support group, how can they find you?
The book can be found on Amazon. And if they need to connect with me, I can be located on the IG, Instagram, Live Through Coaching, at Live Through Coaching.
Live Through Coaching. Wonderful. Okay. So we'll make sure to put all of that information up for people so they can find you and connect with you. And thank you again for your beautiful story. As we wrap up, go ahead and just share some words of inspiration. Maybe someone's watching right now who has, maybe they're sitting in the NICU and they have a NICU baby right now. Can you give them some words of inspiration?
Absolutely. Battles are not meant to be fought alone, and not to be afraid to ask for help. This is just a temporary storm. Storms come and go. To stay strong,
Absolutely.
to stay uplifted.
Absolutely. I love that. I love the just that whole community aspect, bringing people together. And yes, I see that you're doing that through this book, through your group, your support group as well. And so thank you so much, Elizabeth, for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll make sure we put up all the information about where people can find the book and find you. Live Through Coaching is her Instagram handle. So thank you guys for watching here on Good Morning Akron. We had a great show. Make sure you stay tuned. We've got more great stuff coming up next.